This is our Great Pyrenees Max. In our last video, we built him a new insulated doghouse. But we have another problem. What about his food and water dishes? Turns out, they make heated water dishes. And so, I am using painter's tape here to lay out the two dishes that we have and to develop a plan on how to build something that'll keep these covered, will protect the cord, and will allow my kids to be able to come and fill it up and help them interact with the dog that they love, who's sometimes super jumpy. I did some simple right triangle trigonometry to come up with the angle to cut the post at, because in the last video, putting up this wall was pretty tricky, and in particular, we weren't able to get the hinges on correctly because of the angle that we had built the wall at. So I'm going to rip down these 2x4s. There's no need for them to be full width for the size of this building, using the table saw to do that, and now beginning to get an idea of what that layout is.
That depth of it on there. So we should... Yeah, and then
That's a big
for the bottom.
Looks strange to see 1 2x4 in the
Yeah.
Here I'm marking where I'm going to drill pocket holes, planning to use 1-inch screws to anchor these together. A friend of mine had given me his extra Krag jig, and it's a single pocket hole tool. It's something that I don't have much experience for, but we have a lot of woodworking projects coming up, and really I'm an amateur, very beginner, trying to develop my skills to improve for many future builds that I'd like to do. If you've been wondering about the exact dimensions, I cut the front post 14 inches tall, the back 12. There's a 14-inch board spacing them between, and 17.5 up on the top to account for that hypotenuse. Actually, pull that part of it. Pull the black part. Can you pull the black part?
And the orange.
Not the orange, just the black. Okay. There you go. Okay. Pull that black part again. Okay. Now we can get it close. Hang on, we gotta move it around a little bit before we want to pull to squeeze the orange one. It took a good bit of work with the jigsaw, but I finally got it figured out there what the spacing needed to be. The annoying thing on the circular dish was that I cut into my 4x4, so much for the planning with the tape, but the oscillating saw came to the rescue, and I've learned that that's often the difference when you're working on these projects, is just realizing that if something gets screwed up, there's a way to fix it.
It's on there. So I can mark.
Wait, while I made them. You need to clamp it together.
I'm going to clamp it on so I can...
Okay. You should clamp it on with this clamp. Okay, stop. And don't. Stop. Don't. Don't stop. And don't. Stop. Don't. Stop. Don't.
Okay, we can take the clamps off now.
Kind of squeeze it. Squeeze it that way.
You need to clamp it there.
Okay, let's see.
Put it here.
And
Let's see. We need a
My goal here was to finish up the materials that I had, and so I ended up cutting a few pieces together to make the backside work, screwing them on with 4 small screws at each part. I used the same primer and stain that I had for the doghouse, and I just slopped it on. And when I say slop it on, this is the most slop it on paint job that I've ever done. The brush I used to use was to clean my chainsaw with, and it was all beat up.
Mexico.
set it down on there first. So
That is the right.
let me kind of look at mine.
Ooh, it's nice out here.
In there.
Yep.
Okay. Drive it in. Okay, come to the other side.
Yep.
Okay, before we get too carried away here, I want to make sure we're still.
Well, that was an inch there.
So then go here.
Someone threw a stool off. Good, Maxie. Good, Maxie. Hold on, Max.
Try not to touch the blue, remember? Sure.
What? Oh, get it?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Up a little higher though. Okay, like up there.
There you go.
All right, cool. Now try it out.
There's definitely a reason why they. Definitely a reason why. Mm-mm.
It almost came out. There we go. Stays up. Push it down. What?
So we bought a gas strut that was way too strong for the weight of this roof. We bought a 40-pound one. So we put a little metal strapping on the back and a nail in the back so the kids can snap it on there. Now they can come in from behind, flip it up, and if they need to add water or food, they can access it from that direction. Taking a little ice and water shield, got an inexpensive roll from a local outlet store. Been using this for little small shelters. I'm just going to roll it out. It's not hot enough to get it to stick, so I'm using some flathead screws to keep it in. And here's the final product. My name is Woodley Zazik, and thanks for watching.